So I've been saying since like the inception of this YouTube channel, like, how much I use tracing in my art, design, professional life all the time, whatever. And I've been saying I would make a video about this and it's finally time. So let's explore why, in my opinion, I think tracing is more than fine. In fact, I think it should be welcome. And yeah, let's just talk about it. Yeah, but before we jump in here, I just want to come in and say real quick, my name is Asha. I'm a multi-hyphenate creative. I like to do way too many different things, and I hope that me just trying things, failing at things, trying and succeeding, all of just me experimenting will rub off on you. And if that's your thing, I hope you'll stick around. And of course, accompanying this chat, I'm working on an animation I want to get better at. I don't know if you already know, but professionally in my normal life, I do motion graphics and graphic design. But neither of those things actually require that you know how to draw. So I never actually had to learn how to do traditional animation. I more use keyframes to animate. So I've been wanting to challenge myself. I've probably for the past 10 years, I've always wanted to learn how to animate. So that's what I'm going to be working on in this video today. Here is what I decided to make. I wanted to do like a Halloween theme. Isn't that cute? My favorite holiday. Yeah, something kind of spooky and fun. So we're going to talk about the process of how I got here, kind of what I learned about animation, and we're going to talk about the tracing situation. So I can think back to my very first project. Actually, I think it was the second project after. I think we did like a color theory painting thing for our first project. But my second project in art school, in my design 101 class or whatever, was tracing and learning how to pick details, what details to show in our traced work and what details to hold back. And we kind of learned the art of being able to pick and choose. We kind of learned the art of tracing in that class. And actually, throughout the whole entire program, my professional teachers would talk about how they would trace certain elements to go into their designs, and they would encourage us to do that because it helps if you don't know how to draw a certain thing. Like I don't know how to draw a car. Like I don't know how to draw a car, so they would recommend you just find something on the internet, trace, do the art of tracing. You pick the details that you want to be in your car. Maybe you pick details from another car that you'd want to be in your car, but you're still tracing and combining things, and then it becomes like an element in the design itself. That was seen as completely normal throughout the whole entire art school situation. Then I got my first big girl job. And then my first big girl job, we're tracing over there too. Like, they don't want to see your 50 sketches or whatever they told us back in high school and college. They want you to get the work done as soon as possible. You're tracing stuff. We even used AI. These days, they even want you to know how to use AI and how you can use AI in your art to produce more efficient work. And this can be a whole conversation in and of itself. But for now, I think tracing gets a bad rap. Like, I can understand where some people are coming from, that like, oh, like, photography in itself isn't art. And I know, like, I took a photography class. I understand. But it's not like they're physically rendering a photograph in and of itself and calling it their own beautiful artwork. That's not what we're talking about here. We're just talking about like for example, I saw this video somewhere on YouTube where a girl drew a build. She was animating something, and she traced a photograph taken in Manhattan, because I think her animation was based in like a big city or something, and she just traced it. She traced it, and she added her own painting skills. But I just thought this is actually what triggered this whole video, because I just thought it was funny that she was like, "Don't come at me for tracing," and I'm like, well, why would I come at you for tracing? Like, this is completely normal. But it kind of reminded me, like, oh yeah, people really don't like, I forget how much people don't like that in our community, this art creative community here, and I needed to defend her, so I am here now. And like, Another underrated thing about tracing is that it helps you get over art block. Like, in fact, this is like why I ended up doing this animation process thing today at all, because I was kind of stuck and I knew I wanted to do animation, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I pulled up my Pinterest board, my big mega board of everything I ever found beautiful on Pinterest, and I was scrolling through it and I found this gorgeous Sailor Moon gif. It's muy tranquilo. I really like it. It's very calm. And the best part about it is that there wasn't much animating in it. So I felt like this was worth a shot. Like, let's try this out. It's only like about 3 seconds, so shouldn't be too hard. Silly me, I forgot that there's water. Like, the whole image is basically water, and I cannot draw water at all. So I definitely picked up and learned a lot today. But yeah, like, the way I've always been able to get over art block is just start copying what I like. What I like about tracing, though, like, you can be as mindless about it or you can be as mindful about it, you know? Like, I will just copy, like, I remember when I was younger, and even now, I really, really like the series Total Drama Island, and me and my sisters, we were so obsessed about it, and we would just trace the characters, and then before you know it, you're like, well, wouldn't it be cool if Lindsay had brown hair? And then before you know it, you've created your own OC. Like, it just keeps devolving, I guess, or evolving, I don't know, into something new, and that's kind of like what happened here. I started tracing, and like, I wanted to trace something just to start getting my mind and the energy and the creative flow of things. And then I was like, wait, but what if this was like a witch for Halloween? And like, and then before you know it, I had a candy corn because I wanted to add like something in the water, which was, I totally regret. Oh my goodness, the candy corn took forever. And then I was like, well, it's not Halloweeny enough. Let me add a pumpkin. So then I added a pumpkin, and now here we are. But like, even when I'm studying a language, like, I'm really into handwriting Chinese. That's like my favorite part of the language, and I write like a page of Chinese every night. What I like to do is, if I'm tired of saying today I did this or today I did that, I'll just start with a random page out of my Hunger Games book, the Hunger Games book I'm reading, like, the one. Yeah, I'm reading that in Chinese, so I'll just pick a random sentence in there and just draw it. And before you know it, I'm like, oh, this language is so pretty. Like, my hand likes writing in it. And then, then I'll write a sentence, and I'll be like, oh, how would I respond back to her in this scene? And then all of a sudden, I'm writing back, and then now I'm practicing Chinese without me even trying. So I think tracing, I don't know, it just helps you. It kind of just takes the pressure off of you being the creative for just a moment, and you can just do the thing you like without having to be the one in control, I guess. And then, I don't know, I always find that from there, it's like the big bang, like, before you know it, all these ideas start coming out again, and how I can make this better, how I can do this. And now I kind of want to make a whole animated series. Like, now I'm at the point where I'm like, this is awesome. Like, before you know it, like, without even trying, you get to that point. So I'm huge on tracing. I think it's like a very good step to just getting something done, whatever. Obviously, I'm not saying steal anybody's work without credit or anything like that. I just think it's a really good way to build off of something, like when you're doing something for fun, or like, to start somewhere, like the car example. Like, it's a great way to just trace out a car and have it look right, and then you can change it to the design, change it to whatever you're doing. Like, because I really think, on YouTube at least, I think people just think like, oh, you're tracing, that's bad. Like, you should do everything from A to B to C or whatever. But that's just like not realistic once you start becoming older, you're in the field, like, you're doing work, like, you've got like clients and freelance clients and things. That's just not realistic, and nobody can just draw everything, and it takes a lot of time to learn how to draw properly. And if that's not a skill you're like particularly in love with, then I say, why do it. This is kind of like tangent, but this is kind of like how I feel about my Chinese learning in general as well. Like the sweats in the Chinese community don't like that I want to not really learn speaking. Like I guess I don't care to speak Chinese at this exact moment. I don't care to learn my tones. I made a whole video about it. You can check it out. But I don't really care about that at this moment in time. In this moment in time, my favorite part of Chinese is just writing Chinese and reading Chinese. That's fun. So I always say follow your heart. That's what I always say. So it's the same thing here. Instead of you not really being into drawing and you don't really care to like learn how to properly draw a hand, just trace it, alter it to what you want it to be. Because let's be honest, it's not like you can't really trace anything and it be 100% your vision. Does it make any sense? Like you're always going to end up altering it to the design, to the illustration, to your style, to this, to that. And it's just like a good place to start. And honestly, tracing can be really good for people who are learning to draw as well. Like who actually want to be like a really skillful artist, like, you know, like proper artist, like drawing by hand and like all of that stuff, learning form and rendering, all of that. I think it actually can be kind of useful there too. But of course, I think you would have to do a lot more. You're doing a lot more study. I use tracing as like a mindless activity. But I'm sure if you're doing tracing to like, yeah, like if you're doing tracing to like learn to draw, like you're gonna have to be a little more mindful about it. Like, why does the contour look that way? What's the underlying form beneath it? That type of thing. But if you're not, then I don't see what the big deal is. But yeah, that's just my take on it. And like, if you've been looking for a sign to start tracing, this is it. And if you completely disagree with me, I love that. Do that. I love that. I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Let's be respectful here. Everybody can have a different opinion. It's fine. Yeah. And you know, if you're a creative, if you consider yourself a creative in any way, I have a newsletter that I would love for you to be a part of. I shout out all of you guys in the community. Like I have like a creator of the week and everything. And it's a place where I just talk about being a creative. What does it mean to be a creative? I plan on doing like games, giveaways. I've already given away some free things in these newsletters, and if you just call yourself creative any kind, I don't care. I would love for you to be there, so the link is in the description. So yeah, one huge thing I've taken away from this animation project is, my goodness, coloring sucks. Coloring was like the hardest, like not hardest, but it was just like I have so much more respect for animators now. I had this idea like, oh, I'm gonna like animate, like I might have to pull back a little bit. I mean, I can get there, but it might take me longer than I had anticipated. I can't, it's just so mundane. I thought there was like a more easy way to do this. Maybe there is. Like, I like manually kind of colored in. I guess you could use the tool, the fill bucket. I don't know. I still found it super boring. I did not like that part. The line art, not my favorite part either, but I found it more relaxing to do. And like the whole time when I was coloring, I was just stressed out because I was like, I have to figure out, I don't know how like normal animators, like how you guys normally do this, but I was like, how am I going to figure out the colors, and like what happens if I change the colors later? Like if I change my mind about the colors later. What I was trying to do is like fill out the whole entire first frame and see if I kind of like the colors, so I didn't have to like go back and copy paste a bunch of different, like do all the coloring all over again. You'll see that I actually did not like the colors I chose at first. I actually changed them quite a bit towards the end, but I don't know a better way you would have done that. Like, had this have been like a full 10-second animation, like 120 drawings or 160 drawings or something, like, would I have to sit there and recolor every single thing manually? Like, how do you guys normally avoid this pitfall? But yeah, this has definitely got me, like, my creative juices coming again. Like, I really want to do, like, make like a lo-fi girl image or something. Like, those are really popular, like all of those like 90s anime illustrations and stuff. Like, I would love to do something like that, and then like let it be free for the public to consume, something like that. I think that'd be really fun. So if you think that'd be fun, I would love if you'd stick around. I'm also thinking about doing a new game development project. I've never game devved anything. I did make that video where I created my first application. That was pretty rewarding and satisfying, but I don't know why game dev freaks me out way more. So if that's something you might be interested in, I hope you'll stick around. And I don't know, maybe one day I'll just randomly start doing music production. I have no idea. So I hope you'll like, subscribe to Asha Does Stuff, and I will see you next time.